Thank you for tuning in for the Q2 2022 update. My name is Alika Chuck, co-founder and CFO of Pharm Robotics, and I'm joined by Connor Broughton, Chief Marketing Officer of Pharm Robotics. So kind of digging into the product development for Q2, just to recap really quick, at the end of phase one, proof of concept testing, we installed our system at Lakeview Dairy in San Jacinto, California, while simultaneously testing our multifunctioning inoculator with CSU Chico at their expo day. So really what I mean by this, late March marked our first proof of concept install at Marina Dykstra, our CEO's dairy in California. And so we really began running cows through our full system right before this proof of concept testing. And because of this, the cows were really receptive in terms of behavior when interacting with the gate system. The actuators were moving in a line with how they were supposed to, in order and in sequence, really. And so we saw really positive results with that initially. So then we started integrating components of the robot testing onto there, where we had the robot moving around her neck region, but not giving a shot quite yet. So again, testing for cow behavior, and that was pretty well received. On the flip side of that, simultaneously, we were working with CSU Chico on finishing our multifunctioning inoculator, which is connected to the cooling unit, as well as the system that has the PLC components that will tell the inoculator to give exactly what shot to what cow. So in the next process in phase three of proof of concept testing, that's when we're aiming to combine everything from the inoculator to the gate system to the robot. And Connor will now get into our phase two results for product development as well.
Thanks, Alika. Like I said, phase two, we had promising success during our latest phase of testing our proof of concept at Lakeview Dairy in California. We were able to have the robot take a picture of the highest point of her shoulder and a picture of where her front legs are positioned in order to administer a mock inoculation, after she was gently restrained for safety by our gate system. Our team is currently working to confirm our next test site on a rotary platform in the Central Valley. In the meantime, we are shipping our robot to Hercules, California for additional 3D vision testing, PLC integration, and programming the robot to keep up with the speed of a rotary. Alika will now discuss our fundraising efforts.
Yeah, so recently, kind of with the activity in the VC space slowing down, as well as kind of just hearing the same feedback in terms of we're a bit too early for these funds, we decided to pivot to what's called Harvest Returns, which is a crowdfunding platform catered towards ag investors. So really, we need to do this, close our seed round, bring on myself, Connor Broughton, and our VP of Engineering on full time. Really, the investment minimum for this platform is still being decided, but it will range between 5K and 25K for the investment minimum. So we intend to launch this campaign at the end of September or beginning of August with a $900,000 raise targeted. The campaign will last about 3 weeks, but in the meantime, we are still waiting to hear back for potential investment opportunities with DFA, Current Venture Group, as well as a few smaller agtech VCs. Really though, our team is confident that the Harvest Returns raise will pan out. I think with the ag investors that are on that platform and what we're doing, they'll truly see the value and help us get to the next stage, really, in getting production ready as well as commercialization ready. So I'll now hand it off to Connor with our next update relating to upcoming trade shows.
Yes, regarding our plans to attend other industry events, this quarter we attended Inventures in Calgary, Alberta for SVG Ventures Demo Day. This was the culminating event for the Thrive Accelerator program, which we were a part of. We also went to Nashville, Tennessee for VASA's Connect Summit. And for the remaining of the year, we plan to attend the World Dairy Expo in Madison, Wisconsin in October. We will be there as attendees and are open to scheduling meetings with any interested parties. Our last show of the year will be the Milk Business Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada in December. We will once again have a booth at this year's conference.
So kind of now getting into phase three for product development, our proof of concept testing. We intend to install our system again at a rotary dairy in the Central Valley. So in terms of timeline, we're aiming late August to get this installed. Once the phase three proof of concept testing test site's confirmed, we'll install the robot about 4 to 5 stalls near the exit on the outside of the rotary. where the robot will identify which cow needs a shot, find where to deliver the simulated inoculation in her rear end, and keep up with the speed of the rotary, where it would potentially have to keep up with speeds of 4 to 5 seconds per cow to give this mock inoculation. So in the meantime, we're working with Siemens to develop an internal database solution, which will have the capabilities of connecting the APIs of various herd management platforms. And we're currently able to download a daily list of cows we can utilize in terms of which cow requires a shot, but really where the database comes into play is after the robot gives a shot, how can we record this using a force feedback sensor or some other mechanism to ensure that the shot was given? And so really that's what we're working on the next step, so we can perform studies on protocol data sets and really find more ways we can provide value to the dairy farmer by analyzing animal health history. So now getting into some marketing metrics for Q2, I'll now hand it over back to Connor.
Thanks. So our social media platforms continue to have strong growth for a pre-revenue company. LinkedIn continues to be our strongest platform with over 2,200 followers and the most engagement of our posts. We are also active on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, where you can stay up to date more frequently on our company. If you haven't already, please make sure to follow and engage with our posts so we can maximize results as well as reach. And Alika will now talk about testing and installation in our next phase of testing.
Yeah, so relating to some metrics for operations for Q2, as mentioned, phase 2 testing results went really well. I think the most important part about this is the cows remained calm while we give these shots. They weren't, pushing up against the robot. They weren't having just bad reactions to the robot moving closer to them. So I think at the end of the day, by having the robot take a picture of her shoulder, her front legs, and going in to give that simulated inoculation, we definitely succeeded there in doing that multiple times to multiple cows. And so come to present day, this week, we actually shipped our robot back up to Northern California in the Bay for additional 3D testing, PLC integration, as well as programming the robot to prepare it to keep up for the speed of a rotary. So at the end of August, we plan to move forward and continue testing on a rotary parlor application. And going into some metrics for finance for Q2, really in terms of recent expenses, projected costs to move forward, and remaining to raise. Expenses have consisted of engineering, marketing, and legal fees to really keep our business going. We recently went through a restructuring from an LLC to a Delaware C Corp, as well as our multiple test phases being facilitated by Cimation, and some marketing costs when it comes to traveling to these trade shows. That has really consisted of our costs recently in terms of keeping our project going. But as we move forward, we intend to look into, obviously producing more systems, and we project that they'll cost roughly $180,000 to produce. But once we can scale, we believe we can have more buying power with our robotics supplier and could get this number down to around $120,000 cost to produce at a sales price of $275,000 or $300,000 we're thinking of starting. And so beyond that, remaining to raise, Connor will go into more detail on that and how you can learn more.
Yeah, so regarding investments, we are raising the remaining $800,000 for our $1 million seed round. Without your help, we wouldn't be able at this point of proof of concept, and we thank you for this. If you or someone in your network is interested in joining the remainder of our seed round with the minimum check size of $10,000, please reach out to us at investor.relations@pharmrobotics.net to schedule a meeting with us to discuss further.
And so to wrap up, again, we are open to hearing from you, and you can email us at info@pharmrobotics.net at any time. And thank you for supporting Pharm Robotics as we work towards improving farmers and animals' lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you.